Hey, Matt, it's Jeremy from Sacramento. How you doing, man?
Yep.
I wanted to comment about Bryce Hall and your thoughts on his possible regression. I agree with you. He might be exposed. There's no question about it, especially as we look to improve and there's more pressure on him. It's a possibility. And it's hard in this team to look at the roster we have, how many people are left to pick people who could regress. But I think out of the four that you picked, what's interesting is he also probably has the highest upside to grow and improve.
I
So
agree
it's
with
kind
that.
of like an opposite kind of thing, which way will he go?
Hmm.
And here's why I think that could be the case as well. While I think there's nothing wrong with what you said, and I agree with it, I also think, what if, because he's in a better system, with a crazy improved defensive line that's going to have a lot
True.
more pressure on the quarterback, it actually gets a little easier for him. So now he comes back, he has better coaching, he's being coached up, he has some experience under his belt, and suddenly, suddenly the quarterback is under more duress. He's not having to hold down the fort as long. Cornerbacks' lives tend to get very it seems to get easier
Easier.
in what Sal is trying to do, I guess, and other teams that he's coached, their lives get a little easier. And I just wanted to know if you agree with that. Do you agree that Bryce Hall might actually take a really big step forward, as well as be maybe one of the guys that could regress at the same time?
Yeah, 100%, Jeremy. And I'm glad you had this take and called in because I kind of wanted to talk about this video a little bit. So this is a great way to end the show. I agree with everything you said there. He could absolutely take a step forward. How I view him is someone who could be a solid cornerback too. That's where I am on Bryce Hall. When I made the video of top regression candidates or whatever I called it, something regression candidates, and I tried to preface it in the video, but still, the mouth breathers in the comments don't get it. What I was trying to say is, hey, here's a list of players based on what they did in 2020 and versus the scenario that they're being put into in 2021. There might be a little bit of a drop off here, and he explained why. That doesn't mean that I hate the player. That doesn't mean that I think the player is bad. I am just aligning a scenario in which it's possible, or outlining a scenario in which it's possible that they aren't as productive as what we saw in 2020. And like I said, the only one that I was like, I really think Crowder makes the most sense because I just don't think he's going to get the volume of targets that he's gotten the last couple of years. I think Hall's going to be a good starter, but there absolutely is a world where he doesn't take that step, and maybe he does get exposed in a bigger role. I wouldn't bet on it. Again, I think he's going to be a solid player, but people saw like a 7-game sample size in his rookie year and are ready to write him into the Jets' Ring of Honor. I'm not ready to go that far either. Like, we got to find a happy medium here. There just has to be. But I'm with you. I think Bryce Hall is going to be a fine starter. And you're right. Robert Saleh's defense does make it a little bit easier on the secondary because of how quick the front four can get after the quarterback. So hopefully that saves the Jets' butt a little bit when it comes to their secondary.